Hi, good evening. So, myself Priyanka, and I lead the marketing efforts at the Developer Suite of products. And today we are going to have two different products here. One is Zoho Q Engine, and the another one which we will take up is Zoho Aptics. So, we'll start with Q Engine, and then I'll give a break for 5 minutes, and let's see if you have any questions on that, and then we can take it up to Zoho Aptics. So, um, let's say you develop a application and you have a login page where you have your email address as a login, and then you have to give a password, and that requires an authentication which is run via an OTP. So the ideal flow will be the user will add your username and password, and then the OTP validation will happen, right? But something goes wrong there, and the OTP authentication doesn't work correctly. So what happens in those scenarios? You don't want your users to experience such things. That is why testing is really crucial in your software development lifecycle. So, test automation is the use of software tools that can help you write, manage, and execute test cases efficiently. And that is why we have Zoho Q Engine with us. The no code, low code, pro code test automation tool you need to run your entire testing process. So, what is no code, low code, pro code test automation tool? So, it allows you to directly record the user actions from the application using the no code recorder. With low code, it provides you a drag and drop interface where you can write your own test cases. And the Pro Code Builder is for developers who really wants to get their hands dirty and wants to write the scripts. So you can do that using the Pro Code editor that we provide in Zoho Q Engine. Zoho Q Engine comes with a hybrid model which provides you the environment for both manual and automated testing. So when you have both manual and automated testing, it gives you a comprehensive test coverage. You can automate the repetitive task that you have to do again and again for the different applications that you built. And you can also shift left testing from CI CD pipelines. So, as with every other product that we have in Zoho, Zoho runs on Zoho Q Engine. Zoho tests on Zoho Q Engine as well. So, if you can see the stats over here, around 2.5 billion test cases are executed. 210K plus executions happen every day, and we have around 1200 apps that are tested using Zoho Q Engine. It is faster, it's safer, and it's smarter, which in turns for you into a better ROI. So you can conduct parallel testing and shorten the testing life cycle. You have a unified platform for seamless navigation. You can schedule your test cases that reduces your maintenance cost by up to 75%. And when you cover all these three aspects, and you see your overall expenditure reduces drastically. With Q Engine, you can do test automation across the platform. So, be it your web apps, be it your mobile applications, be it your APIs, you can write test cases and test and conduct tests on all these applications. Q Engine takes it a further step ahead where you can also test the custom workflows that you have written across these apps that you are building. In terms of web applications, it could be the e commerce, the CRMs, the banking apps, or the healthcare apps, apps that are built using PHP, Node.js, or Flutter, which are accessed across different browsers. It can be tested using QEngine. Similarly, for mobile applications, be it your healthcare apps, your e commerce apps, your entertainment platforms, whether they are built on iOS or whether they are done on Android, you can conduct testing on using QEngine. In fact, even if you are if you are using the emulators and simulators, QEngine helps you conduct tests on those devices as well. With respect to the APIs, you have Google Maps, you have YouTube APIs, you have payment APIs, and many more that you use within your solutions. So you can conduct tests for those APIs as well. Similarly, for custom workflows that are written on existing or pre-built platforms such as Salesforce, Oracle, or any low-code application, QEngine helps you test that APIs and that custom workflows as well. So it's a one platform that provides you full and wide coverage. So if you see on the screen here, this is how the UI actually looks in QEngine. So towards the left side, if you see, you have a menu where there are test cases, test suites. the test plans, the results, the users, and settings. Towards the right hand side, you see it gives you an idea into what test cases are in live and what's the current status of these test cases that are running currently. So if you also see, there is a drag and drop interface over here which shows you how to prepare your test cases, and you can use it. Now, doing testing is only efficient if you can also have some reports generated to understand what's actually happened when these test cases were scheduled, run, and etc. So in such cases, we provide you an extensive reports and dashboards where you can see how many test cases failed, how many were passed, what was the ratio, what was the success rate, what were the total execution that happened, etc. So it's a unified tool for various testing needs. So it helps you with test creation where you can manually import and export your test cases. You have a no code recorder, a low code builder, and a pro code editor. It also helps you to reuse the test cases that you have written once in either of the applications that you are testing. Similarly, there is test management where it allows you to do cross platform, cross devices. You have elements, variables, and all these things happen within a single console view for ease of access. Similarly, there is test planning where you can schedule your tests overnight. We have a multi environment support. You can test either on the cloud or you can do it using an agent that can be installed on your devices. And you can also rerun the failed test cases that were recorded earlier. With respect to test execution, you can run test on web, mobile, or APIs. You can do it for the custom workflows. You can create different test suites. You can also conduct parallel and sequential testing, and you can capture error logs. Now, one thing to note here is the AI powered self healing capability. So, what happens with an AI powered self healing capability? So, let's say when you are running a test case and there is a broken locator. So, to Q Engine, what it will do it will automatically find the next available locator and it will prompt the user whether it's okay to use that locator, and the test case will run using that locator. So, that is powered by the AI capabilities that we have within Q Engine. In terms of reporting and analytics, you get a complete dashboard where it tells you what was the success rate, what was the failure rate, how many test cases were executed. It gives you a project health and it also provides you the root cause analysis of what went wrong with your test cases that you have scheduled and written. Team collaboration, you have role based access, you have unlimited user access, you get notifications, and you get approvals. So with Zoho Q Engine, you can test any way and every way you want. So be it your sanity testing, regression testing, sandbox testing, user acceptance testing, all these can be done using Q Engine, and all these can be done in a single console view for you. So it's a test end-to-end test automation platform that starts with test creation and also ends with where it gives you the reports and analytics of how you have conducted the test cases across the different apps that you are building. So I know you have scanned a lot of QR codes in the past 3 days, but yeah, if you would like a demo of how Zoho Q Engine can help you in your testing journey, I would request you to please scan this QR code. Okay, so after you test your products that you have built, you publish them, and after publishing, it goes to aftermarket, right? User starts using it, they start consuming your applications, but you are left in the blind if you don't know what's happening. That is where a product analytics tool comes into picture. So, product analytics tools such as Zoho Aptics, a part of our code sits inside your web apps or your mobile apps, be it Android, iOS, and we provide you data on the usage and engagement. That's just the least to say. Usage and engagement is one part of it. We provide data across the spectrum where you can understand what's happening within your product end to end, from acquisition to user engagement to usage to app health and performance to the growth of your application. Everything gets captured in Zoho Aptics. But then why do you need product analytics? Why another tool? Because you want to measure what's happening within your product. You need to understand your user needs. You need to streamline your product development. And you can do that only when you measure what's happening within your product. Every time you have a data point that comes from within your product, you can take that data point to optimize the customer experience, to enhance the user needs. And every decision that you make in your product led journey will be backed by the data that is coming right within from your product. Literally, the first party data that comes. So, in Zoho Aptics, you build applications, we help you optimize it. So, it could be applications that are built on Android, that are built on the entire Apple ecosystem, that are built on React Native or Flutter. It could be built on Unity or on JS. We support all the popular SDKs and we provide you analytics for all these SDKs that are available in the market. So setup is actually quite simple and it takes only 15 minutes of time to integrate Aptics with your products. And we have been doing it for a couple of years now. So if you see, around 1,500 apps have already been optimized using Aptics day in, day out. So around 1 billion plus crashes and errors have been reported, 21 billion plus events have been triggered, and 17 billion plus sessions have been recorded. So you don't have to take my word for it. Here, if you see on the screen, there's a testimonial from one of the leading broadband provider services in India. So they were using some of our competitors. They were using a combination of multiple tools, and they decided that they wanted to unify the data in a single place. And that is why they moved to Aptics to understand what's happening within their product, and also so that a single tool can be used by their entire app development team, marketers, and customer service, etc. So it's an all-in-one dashboard. I'll just show you this one. So here on the screen, if you see, the filters are applied only for iOS and Android, but you can also put the browser filter here and you get a comparative view of what's happening within your product in a single dashboard. The dashboard is divided into three major parts. On the left side, there is a menu of items which are around 20 plus 20 plus features that we provide in Aptics. The center console is the numbers, the graphical representation that we have. And on the right side, you have some quick links to glossary, to our documentation, and also to the native apps that we provide so that you can get data on the go of what's happening within your product. So Aptics is built for everyone on your team. So be it your developers, be it your marketers, or be it your product owners and managers, your CMOs, CTOs, everyone can use Aptics to understand what's happening within your product. So we have divided the features that you saw on the left menu based on the purpose that they serve within the tool. So for developers, it's very important to understand what's happening within the app. How is the app health? How is the performance? So crashes, errors, they come within the developer console. You have events, which is basically the actions that the user does within your app. And then we have in-app updates and in-app ratings. So with respect to in-app updates and in-app ratings, these are some ready-to-use elements that we provide within Aptics. As a developer, you can go do some configuration and changes, and you can use this as it is. If you want to customize these pop-up based on the theme of your application, or based on you want to change, you want to make some changes, you want to have your own pop-up, we do provide that capabilities as well within Aptics. For marketers, it's about user flows, how a user is navigating from one screen to another or one page to another. That is user flow. For funnel, it's more of a goal-based approach. So you want your users to end up to the page where it is add to cart. You have a series of 4 steps that you want the users to complete. In that scenario, you can use a funnel-based approach. We have store reviews. So once your apps are listed on the App Store or Play Store, the users will start reviewing that. What we do is we collect those reviews and we provide those reviews in Aptics console. You can also reply to those reviews from the Aptics console itself. We have something as in-app feedback. So if you have Zoho People app, if you are using Zoho People, you can try this out. Or mostly you would have seen this in Instagram. So whenever there is a small shake gesture on your while you're using Instagram, there will be a pop-up that will come from the bottom, which will ask you to report any issues that you are facing on Instagram. That is what is the feedback. So if you have Zoho People app, you can try this out live. But if you don't have, you can just relate it to what is shown in Instagram. So that is enough feedback for you. For product owners, it is most likely into how the product is doing overall. So new devices, almost equivalent to the installation count that you have. Then you have active devices, you have app stickiness, adoption, and the geography area, like from which region, how many users are coming in, what's the story, what's happening there. You get all these details within the geography section. So there are some exclusive previews that we wanted to give at Zoholics US this year. And all these things that we are going to discuss now are poised to go live in the next 1 or 2 months. So we are bringing in segments in Aptix. How segments help you is you collect data from all the users that are using your application, and then you want to understand how many users were active for the past 30 days. Now that data is available on the console if you set the calendar. But with segments, you can just easily create a list of those users, and that list can be pushed to push notifications or to marketing automation, and you can use that to target these users again. So active users for the past 30 days is one example. You can also do like how many users are stuck on add to cart page or how many have abandoned cart. You can use all these scenarios to create these different segments. And segments is only helpful when you can do some action based on these segments that you have created. So this is how the segment console looks like. There will be the user ID and the email ID of your users, and along with what's the ratio of users who were active for the past 30 days based on the configuration that you do while you're creating the list. Coming up next is see, record, and share. So this is contextual feedback with screen recording. And there's a small video here that I want to show. So if you can see here, there is a share feedback widget at the bottom right corner. So I'll just play this video for you. So here, if you see, I have just clicked on that widget icon and I'm typing my issue that I'm facing with the console that I'm accessing. So once I do that, I give the permission to do screen recording and with the relevant permissions. Now the screen is being recorded in the corner here, you can see. So yeah, I'll just change the calendar here. And I can edit the recording that was just made. So I'll just have a quick preview of what's happening with the recording, what happened with the recording. And then if I want to highlight any particular areas where I was facing any issues, I can just highlight that using the annotator tools that are available on the left menu. So if you see, I pointed an arrow by mistake, but yeah, there's a rectangle coming in. You save this and you send it to, Once the feedback is sent, the feedback lands on Aptix console. It is ran through our own proprietary sentiment analysis. So you get to understand whether it's a positive feedback, it's a negative feedback, or it's a neutral feedback. And you also the developers get additional information like diagnostic info, etc. with that feedback. The next step is sending right message at the right time, which is your push notifications. So you would have seen whatever apps we use, right? If you just abandon the cart somewhere or if you fail to make a payment during a purchase, you will instantly get a notification that, hey, you missed it out. Can you go and retry your payment? So that is done using the capabilities of push notification. So here, if you see, this is just a demo push notification that I created yesterday. So it has a Zoholics image. You can add a video, you can add a audio to it, and you can filter the criteria based on the audience segment that you have here. So remember the segments that we spoke about. You will also get the capabilities to add that segment over here and then send out push notifications based on that configuration as well. Okay, so within the Android Studio console, we are bringing in Aptix Analytics by default. So in that, what happens is you don't have to jump tabs to understand what's happening in your Android Studio and what's happening with your crash-related data. So I'll just play this a small video over here as well. So this is the Android Studio console and you are doing the authentication. Once the authentication is done, we'll just select the time frame for a larger range of 90 days. So if you see, there are 3 issues that are listed here. Now, these are unique issues that have been reported and are available in Aptix console. You can see the device information, the Android version, the date, and the screens on which these issues have been reported. And I'll click on that particular area where the issue was reported, and it takes me directly to the code point where something went wrong. And if you see on the left side, on the right side, we have the devices which were largely impacted with the issues that we were checking out right now. What was the most affected device and how many Android versions were affected and which is the most affected Android version. So having these details within your Android Studio console helps you to reduce time when you are trying to solve the crashes or debug the crashes that you have. Now at Zoho, we believe in the power of connected ecosystem. That is why when you see all our products integrate with each other in a much native way rather than having a superficial integration. So first up coming here is Zoho Aptix with the creator integration. So the creator apps that you built, be it mobile or web. So web metrics is already available in Creator. Mobile metrics part is going to be powered by Aptix, and this will be available only for the enterprise edition of Zoho Creator. You will get some basic analytics like how many new devices, active devices, churn ratio, and stickiness as well. The next one is Aptix data in CRM. So having your product data into your customer relationship management or a CRM tool is really important for customer journey orchestration. So this is how the data on the left side, if you see, we have events, devices, crashes, feedback, screens, and sessions. So all these data points will be pushed to CRM and you get more contextual data. So why do we need Aptix data in CRM? You get a 360 view of every customer. You can have smarter sales conversion. You have better customer support. You can do personalized marketing. You can improve your forecasting and planning. And there is fewer data silos. Next up is Zoho Aptix with marketing automation. So even though Aptix does have the capabilities for push notification, today's marketers require a multi-channel engagement strategy. So to do that, we are bringing in the integration with marketing automation. So the segments that you create in Aptix can be pushed to marketing automation as a list, and using that list, you can create email campaigns or run campaigns for webinars, or you can do social media campaigns, etc. So this is how the console will look like inside the marketing automation. Next up, lastly, Zoho Aptix is going to be part of Zoho One. This is going live in June end. And the last one here is Aptix with Zia. So in terms of AI integration within Aptix, we haven't done something very out of the box yet, but it has already been inbuilt within the system. So if you see, we already have translation services for the feedback or the store reviews that you get. We already use the sentiment analysis from, which provides you sentiments of the feedback and the store reviews. So similarly, we'll also bring in the Zia insights where rather than having only the numerical data, you also get the qualitative data in terms of a prompt-based, question answer framework. So this brings me to the end of this session. And here is another QR code for you to scan. If you require any demo of Zoho Aptix, we'll be really willing to help you here. So thank you so much. Thank you for understanding and thank you for staying back.